I do see where the line.
Don't
I could guess
walk
where
like
the line
that.
is.
Don't buy these.
Like, I want to wear these as underwear every
really comfy.
single day.
You have your issues, I have mine.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Clevver Style.
Yes, we're back, and we haven't done one of these sizing videos in quite some time, but you guys have been highly requesting this specific video, so I guess we had to show back up.
Yep, you guys, we're going where no one dares to go. Back in the spooky parts of the outback. We're trying shapewear.
I actually love shapewear. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I think I'm
Yeah.
the one who left all the comments saying that we should test it.
I mean, you do talk about it maybe every single day.
A lot of it's expensive, and you don't want to spend a lot of money if you don't even know if it's gonna fit, so that's why we're trying them today.
So the brands that we will be trying today are Spanx, Commando, Yummie Tummy, and Fashionova.
I know what you guys are thinking. Make sure you talk about Skims. I really want to see you guys wear Skims. You guys, Skims is sold out every single time they restock. Like when we get the email, we go to the website and we click it and everything's sold out. So we won't be trying Skims in this video, but fingers crossed, Skims, if you're out there, we'll put some information somewhere that you can
get a hold of
contact
us,
us.
please.
Help
Hey, girl.
us, call us, send a bird with a message. Like any way you can get in touch with us, we want to try Skims.
So all of the shapewear that we're wearing today are all tummy-controlled thongs. So we're not gonna stand out here in thongs. We're gonna cover up.
You mean YouTube wouldn't let us do that? That's so
Apparently.
weird.
We're going to wear them under these outfits, which we have decided would be good for judging shapewear. I would definitely wear shapewear under this. I feel very naked without shapewear currently, and then we're gonna rate them.
And obviously because it's shapewear, we're gonna like not just talk about how they are sized to us, because the idea of shapewear is the same for everybody. They're supposed to smooth and kind of like hide all fabric lines, all of that kind of stuff. So we're rating this on quality, comfort, and fit.
But before we do that, you guys, we always have to pick emojis for this.
Yes, I'm thinking.
I'm gonna do the Ferris wheel because the first time I wore a Spanx thong was at Coachella.
Oh my god.
What a beautiful story.
Why would you wear Spanx to like the hottest,
You have your issues, I
hotter
have
than
mine.
Satan's butthole?
I lost a labia that day.
I think I'm gonna go with the cheeseburger because I feel, I don't know, it's the most connected to that.
Maybe I'll just go with the frightened face where he's like,
I'm gonna do
Choke hands.
the little kitty. And I'm gonna keep
How come?
my joke to myself.
All right, well, I don't know about you guys, but my labia and I are very excited. Let's get on to trying.
Let's do it.
Do it.
all right, so our first shapewear is Spanx, and they come in 7 colors, and they range from sizes extra small through extra large, and these pair are $22.
Yeah.
These pair,
Yes.
this, each
That
pair,
one.
this style is $22.
Yeah.
All of ours.
Well, it comes in 7 different skin tones.
I'm
But
very
I'm basically clear. If they had a clear color, that was the color we should have ordered. But
Yeah,
this
I
is
guess
pretty
actually-
close.
I have pink undertones.
I think this is me in the summertime.
Yeah, and I do think that this is my actual
That
skin
matches you
tone, like
perfectly.
perfectly.
Yeah.
If I was gonna wear shapewear, I want it to give me like a
Yeah.
cinched waist.
This is for
Is that what this
tummies.
is gonna do?
It's for like smoothing out this midsection.
It feels like it's gonna be comfortable.
Guys, I think we should stop talking about it and start
Let's just put 'em
jumping
on
into
right
it.
here.
Put these babies up. Should we just put it on?
Drop trout, everybody. Okay, so we are back in our Spanx, and I will say for me personally, I'm a very petite person, so my biggest like concern with why I would choose to wear shapewear would be like lines or like any sort of like fabric. So I purposely wore like full hipster thong underwears that are like thick all the way up and have a lot of lace on them. And I will say, it has covered all of the underwear, all of the trace. Okay, so for quality, I would give this 5 terrified faces, because I do think it is made very well. But because it's so thick, that's gonna affect my comfort score. So for comfort, I would give this right in the middle. I also I'm going off the fact that I have worn other Spanx before, and to me, this is not the most comfortable style that they have. For fit, I think just because even though we have different body types, we're still getting this
It's like a ridge.
underbutt, which in the back I feel like looks good because there's no butt pop, but on the sides, I do see how that could become an issue, especially if I was wearing a bodycon dress like Drew's. And the fact that Loryn's, you can really see it. So I'm basing it off of, I'm speaking for all of us, I guess, I'm sorry. But I do think for fit, I would have to give this, I'll give it right in the middle. I'll be a little bit nicer because I still feel like it's really good quality. So it's confusing me a little bit.
You know, like when you wear underwear in your butt crack and it just gets so deep in there, you need to like surgically remove it at the end of the day. I'm starting to feel like I'm becoming one with the Spanx. I will say, Everywhere else though, it actually really does fit me really well. It feels really secure. I feel really like sucked in there. Shapewear for me tends to like suck my curves in and makes me kind of look weird. So I never wear shapewear, but there are clothes that I wish I could wear for certain reasons that I'm like, oh, like I kind of like don't really like how it clings to me in certain places. So I wish I had a piece of shapewear that would help smooth it out. I do think these would do that for me, besides the fact that it's just really in the butthole.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's how
Two
it is.
fingers?
So for quality, I'm gonna give it a 5. I think it's really, I'm very surprised that I got my body into it and it actually fits me. The quality is really thick, it stretches really well. Comfort, I'm gonna give it a 4 just because of the butt stuff. You know, it's just a little too invasive for my liking.
Yeah.
And for fit, I'm gonna give it a 3 just because of this ledge effect that's happening, you know, and I haven't even sat down. So like even look, if I'm like bending in this direction, like
That would probably look really hot.
Yeah, if it was like if you just had that on. I really liked it without the dress. to
Yeah,
be
me
honest.
too. I was like, ooh, my eyebrows popping out. I like that.
I'm not
Right.
dressed in the closet, so I didn't look at me.
First of all, I have the same butt crack situation.
Yeah.
I also have I have a thong on with the shapewear on top. But the shapewear thong is just a little too thick. So I could feel a little too much. But other than that, as I embark on this shapewear journey, I must say, my whole thing in wanting to wear shapewear is because I want it to like really cinch me. Like I was excited I want like some Marilyn Monroe shiz,
Like-
you know?
Yeah.
It makes that sound, you know?
Okay, so for quality, I'm gonna give it 4 because I think it's good quality. I just wish that didn't have seams. And then for comfort, I'm gonna give it a 2 because my butt is not happy right now.
Good.
And then for fit, I'm gonna give it a 4. I feel good. I mean, I got the wrong size, my bad. I wish I would have sized down a little bit because I do want it to be a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a 4.
Shapewear for my hips makes me look like my curves look even sexier. They don't flatten them, they smooth them.
Yeah.
And I think if it is good shapewear, it's not making you look 6 sizes smaller. It's just making the clothes on your body look like butter.
Yeah.
So I wore this really tight dress specifically just because I wanted to see if these thongs would show. Because I have a booty, I have thighs, whatever. And
Yeah.
my skin, it's not just that
Yeah.
you see the line of the underwear, you see where
The underbutt.
my skin is
That's
poking
annoying.
up over
Yeah,
it.
it finds its way out.
Since I have plenty of Spanx and I know they do really retain their quality really well, I'll just give it, I'm gonna give it a 5 for quality because I do know it doesn't fall apart. Comfort, shapewear thongs, man. So this is, something's gotta be better. I'm gonna give this 2 Ferris wheels for comfort. And for fit, I want everything smoothed out. I don't want my thigh brows highlighted. I want my dress to look like I'm not wearing anything under it. And this particular thong, because of the way they do the seams are like tighter. I wish the edge was the way the waistband is.
I agree.
Yep.
So I'm hoping there's something better. So for fit, because of that, I'm gonna give this, I'm gonna give it 3, because it could be better than something else we're gonna try, but I hope there's something.
You guys, I hate to cut this short, but literally my butt hurts so bad.
That's not a good sign.
Can we
That's
try
not
on the
good.
next pair?
Yeah, let's go.
To the next.
Help me.
You
I
have
might
been digging in your butt for
I
like
might
5
need
minutes.
someone to help me with this. Okay, so this next round, this brand is called Commando. They're in 4 different colors featured here. And I'm really excited about this pair, although it is $38 and more than the last pair we wore.
But your butt crack's worth it.
I know,
Yes,
like my butt crack is
please.
so happy and wishing it could be in these right this very moment because it's seamless.
Look at that.
And
Look at
even the butt, so the crotch has seams, but the butt part of the crotch is seamless, which
Yeah.
is exactly how it should be.
Yep.
These feel like second skin.
do.
I'll be shocked to see if they smooth as much as the double waistband Spanx. You know what I mean? 'Cause that was
Yeah.
like
Thick.
very tummy control.
Right.
Smoothing wise, I do think it is like thicker than you would expect.
regular.
Yeah.
Just looking at it, because like pulling on it, I'm like, oh, this is actually a lot thicker than it looks.
For me, when I wear like anything white or light, the darker the better, regardless if it's my skin
Same,
tone or not, because
same.
it won't show.
You told me that one time and it blew my mind. Let's
Oh,
take our
yeah.
pants
Oh,
off
wow.
again.
Let's go.
All right, so this Commando one, I do think it's comfortable in a different way than the Spanx, but I don't necessarily think that it's more comfortable, if that makes sense.
Really?
Yeah, I
think
agree.
way more
Oh my
comfortable.
gosh.
I agree.
love it.
I
Way
don't.
more
What I
comfortable.
will say though, just like it's making my leggings up here loose. So that just shows that it is.
It's like sucking you in.
Oh,
I think
wow.
it's just that happens every time I take off those leggings.
There's
and
no
put
way.
them back on.
There's no way. These came straight out of the dryer. This has never happened to me before. And I do feel like it's cutting into the one part where I hate shapewear to cut into. Just because it's like this middle section that what I feel when I sit down, I'm just like,
It's all gonna come out and like uncomfortable.
and I just feel like something is like pushing into my stomach. It is really tight around this section for me, but I do think that it is really smoothing and it's also doing what shapewear is supposed to do. I also do think there's a level of tummy control and I do feel like sucked in. All right, so for quality, again, I don't think that you can lie about this. I do think it's made extremely well, and especially because it's seamless, I would give it 5 terrified faces. For comfort, I'm speaking only of the extra small and from somebody who is very petite. This feels so tight. I don't think it's anywhere else other than right in my middle section, which is crazy because everything else feels really great. So for that, I would give it right in the middle at a 3 for comfort. And then for fit, it's tough to say. You hear me heavy breathing?
You're so out of
Yeah,
breath.
my
You
right
guys,
now.
because it's hitting me like basically like where?
Like your lungs?
Well, yes, exactly.
her
But
lower
my lungs a little
lung.
bit
Look,
higher.
I
but,
did
like,
not
in
know
the-
this were pre-med.
You know when you get the wind knocked out of you, it's like somebody punches you like in the gut?
Yeah.
That's where this is hitting. For fit, I would give it right in the middle out of 3, but I do think that if I went up a size, I would be so much happier because I do like the way that they feel.
I think this pair runs a little small because I usually wear smalls and this one was small for even my taste. And I agree, like it's comfortable, but like not that much more comfortable.
I don't think it's doing anything. It is comfortable, but it's just smoothing.
Do you see
You
it?
can't see the lines.
I think it's comfortable because it's not sucking in.
Yours is.
Do you see it?
Aaron, you're wearing like the most textured. How are you supposed to see it?
No,
about
you
it.
can't
But
see it, but I
look.
do see where the
well,
line. I
don't
could guess
walk
where the
like
line
that.
is. Do you regularly walk around like
Yeah,
you
what-
have
she
broomstick?
She
up
does,
your
right?
street?
Have you ever seen her walk?
Yeah. I threw my pageant training out the window. Now I just resort to walking like
It
this
doesn't look
everywhere.
weird when you stand up straight though.
Yeah, but when you're like
Yes,
in
it does.
motion.
Yes, it does. Stand up straight.
Oh, I see.
Stand
It's
up
kind
straight.
of like a ledge.
Stop moving! It's poking
It does
you,
like that.
which is so weird because I feel like it's small, too big on me. It's too big. It's too small on you.
But it doesn't feel too small.
But what size are you wearing?
a small.
And I'm wearing extra small. You guys, like this doesn't happen to me usually. I'm telling you, maybe they just like
Run
run
small.
small, the smaller that they are, because I could easily
the
size
smaller
up.
that they are.
For quality, I agree with Sinead. I feel like I would give it a 5. For comfort, I'd give it a 4. I feel like they're really comfortable. But for fit, I would have to give it like a 2, just because it fits me perfectly in some places, and in some places it looks like it's an entirely size too small for me.
See, I disagree. I feel like this one's way more comfortable. I don't feel it in my butt at all. But I feel like this one's not squeezing me like the other one did.
Yeah,
I feel like there's no reason for me to have this on. Like it just looks like the dress, you know?
Right.
Whereas the
can-
little one
yeah.
at least cinched me a little. For quality, I'm going to give it a 4 because I feel like it's doing what it needs to do. But it's not doing it fully because it's not doing anything for me. So I'll get to fit in a second. For comfort, I'm gonna give it a 5 because I'm extremely comfortable. It just feels like I'm wearing nothing, you know? And then for fit, I'm gonna have to give it a 2. Very upset about this. It's just like
Very upset.
It's just extra. It's like another layer of fabric.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm cold, so I need more insulation.
Yeah.
It's not like
But it
shaping me.
is smoothing. It's just like what does this shapewear set out to do? Does it say it's tummy control or does it say it's smoothing?
Yeah.
Because
It's like, can we have it all? Can we have seamless comfort and tummy control? This is trivial, but literally with the Spanx, I didn't have these like boom boom poofs. And with these, this is so comfortable, but for
thin.
$38, I'll just wear regular underwear.
Right.
Quality, it's a little on the expensive side for not really doing anything I want my shapewear to do. So I know we're not talking about value, but it goes into my assessment of quality. So I'm gonna give this a 3 Ferris wheels for quality. For comfort, it is really comfortable. I don't feel like I'm wearing anything. However, I'm very aware that this dress is very tight and that all of my, my curves and bumps are on display because this shapewear is not doing what it is supposed to do. I do not feel like it's tummy controlling anything.
So it's a mental comfort.
Mentally comfort, like this is giving me, honestly, my butt is very comfortable. My tummy is uncomfortable, so I'm gonna give this like a 3, right in the middle, right? 3 Ferris wheels.
Fair.
And then a fit, it fits me great. It's weird that I don't feel like it's too big. It's the exact same size as the Spanx. I feel like it fits me better than the Spanx. So I'm gonna, as far as fit goes, like it's doing everything it's supposed to do right here, just not right here. So fit, I'll give it 4 Ferris wheels.
I know, I'm really disappointed because these looked so promising.
They look
were
so promising.
We were so excited about these. So hopefully this next round will be even better.
Bring on the next. Okay, so the next shapewear we're gonna be trying is from Yummie Tummy. This one is $42, and you guys, I think this is the baby that I was asking for between the last one and the first one because there are no seams, and the tummy feels like it's tucking.
This is a utility thought. Like nothing's going in or out of your body while wearing this.
It looks like the same material, like neoprene. They make like wetsuits out of.
And it actually switches material. If you guys see, it switches material when it gets
good. The
I
back.
do see.
Yeah, that's nice.
So like that's how you know that.
But also go like
is tummy
this.
control.
Go like this.
You can't.
No, I don't want to stretch it out.
You literally can't.
Wow.
Which is
Maybe
weird.
that's
So maybe that's why
secret.
I feel like at first glance this looks bigger than the last 2 and the same size. So maybe because it has no stretch, maybe that's why it looks a little bigger. This looks big to me.
I would say the
Maybe-
seams are a little troubling at first glance because on the sides they're really thick feeling.
Oh, well,
And kind of itchy feeling too.
no, don't manifest that. It's
Okay,
gonna
I'm
be
not.
perfect.
I know, these are
I am
amazing.
so intrigued by whatever science voodoo is going on in this thing. Let's go put them on our booty
excited.
holes.
Yeah.
Yummie Tummy is made out of some weird glass-like material that is hard AF. It's like
You
rubber
should-
band.
I had to cheer Sinead on
Yeah.
just to put them on her body because she was like, I can't. I was like, yes, you can.
You saw it made my thighs are red. I couldn't get them over my
Raw,
thighs.
yeah.
Like it was insane. But I will show you guys the craziest thing about it is once you get it up, it's really loose up here.
It's like a
For all of
kangaroo
us.
pouch.
For all
all
of
of
us.
You could probably
Every-
see it in my dress.
Every single one of us.
I could stick an entire fist
Yes.
down there.
Every single one of us, once we put it on, we were like, how is it this thick? But every single one of us have so much
They
fabric.
probably got stretched out
Trying to get over my
for thighs. Yeah.
That's bad quality.
Yeah.
I think that for quality, I would have given this a 5 had it not like what I think you guys are right. I think it did stretch out a little bit. So because of that, I'd give it right in the middle of a 3 because you can't deny that it is sturdy. It is sturdy. For comfort, these are not comfortable.
No.
These are not comfortable. Like, I don't feel like I'm wearing a second skin. They're loose, they're tight, like it's just weird. And so for comfort, I'd give this a 2, especially in comparison to what we've tried. And then for fit, I would have to give this a 1 because like it fits me in like 2 inches of my body.
Yeah.
And everywhere else, it doesn't fit. What's crazy to me is like I literally was grunting trying to get it over my butt. And then as soon as it got up over my butt, it was like too big. It's like weird.
Okay, so for quality, I thought about giving it a 5 because I think it's a really good quality material. But yeah, I don't think it's good quality if it's like uncomfortable and
Or
painful.
stretchy.
So I'm gonna give it like a 3 as well. Comfort, I'm gonna give it a 2. It's just not comfortable. I feel like certain parts of my body are losing sensation. Like I think they're tingling because not from good things, but from just like lack of oxygen
Oh,
and
you should,
blood
when
flow.
your labia dies, you should tell it to say hi to mine.
But anyway, for fit, I'm gonna give it a 2 as well because again, it's super tight on the bottom, but really loose up top, and it doesn't. I would have to size up, but I think sizing up would just be too big. So
Right.
like, what advice do you have to someone who's trying to buy these? I would say just don't. It's just not a good pair.
don't.
Yeah.
Not a good pair.
You guys, I'm gonna give it 1s across the board. I really don't like these. They look. First of all, they feel like paper. Second of all, it's not doing anything for me. If anything, it's making the shape look unflattering, which is not the goal of shapewear. And it's not comfortable. My butt hurts.
That's a good comparison. It does feel paper-like.
Yes.
Yeah,
Feels like
like
paper.
construction paper.
Yes. So
Okay, yeah, this is terrible.
biodegradable.
I might as well just not wear shapewear. Like, my shape looked better before I started wearing these. It's not doing anything for the tummy, so screw that. It is definitely making me poke out. What? Like, I look like a cartoon character. This is just so Highly unflattering. I'm not into this at all. So I'm gonna give this quality. Who cares? Who cares? Don't buy these. Who cares?
Don't buy them.
No Ferris wheels. Just
Don't
don't
buy 'em.
buy these.
Don't click that link. Don't
Yeah,
do
just
it.
remove the link altogether.
We're not even gonna recommend it. We're not even gonna tell you where it's from.
Yeah,
We're gonna
no.
bleep out all the Yummie references.
Yep.
All right, our final round is from Fashionova. These are $8 and it's one size fits all?
Terrifying.
Question mark.
What?
It looks a lot like the Spanx, but I am intrigued by the fact that this feels like it's longer. So
Yeah.
hopefully it like hits in better spots than the Spanx thong did, just to be a little more flattering. But the seams are real thick. They're thicker than the
crack.
seams on the Spanx one, and this just feels like it's gonna show through the dress.
But
so.
the overall material does feel really nice and soft.
Feels soft,
It
you're
does,
right?
Yeah, it's better than the paper that's currently up our butts.
Yeah.
So.
Let's
Right,
go take
this-
that off and put this on.
Yeah, we need to get out of these underwear ASAP.
We are back for our last shapewear. Right off the bat, they're 1,000 times more comfortable than the ones that we were just wearing. I do think overall they're really comfortable. And the one thing that I do like about these is that because they're so high-waisted, it's right above the spot where I want to
danger
die,
zone?
the
Yeah.
danger zone, which is like right here in the center of my gut, because I have no torso. So I don't know if it's fitting you guys like that, but for me, because I am shorter, because I have no torso, I do feel like it's fitting me at a very comfortable place.
Do you feel like it's too big on you?
I mean, it's slightly too big, but like not
Doesn't
very
look
much.
bigger than the last pair.
No,
that
the
were
last
your
pair
size.
was like too big.
Your entire hand.
This is like this is still really tight in here. See, like it's just right here that it's like gets a little bit loose. But then also like it's tough to say because I'm not wearing anything over it. I don't know if it's because I'm wearing these leggings it's making it pop up. The other one was like I moved my leggings and it was just like extra fabric flowing, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so for quality, I think that, I mean, I've been pretty lenient with quality this entire episode, I think. Now looking back on it, maybe I shouldn't have been. But I think for quality, I'd give these like a 4. It's made really well. I don't necessarily love the seams, but I think these seams up here, like this is nice. I could deal with this. Not so much the underwear seam, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it is like an actual.
Thicker.
It is an underwear seam, and for me personally, it's not my favorite. So I give these a 4. For comfort, I'm extremely comfortable in these. I do think that like mentally I'd be comfortable in them too, and oh my God, compared to the last pair, these are like a dream. So for comfort, I would say that these are a 5. And then for fit, the fact that these are one size fits all is extremely impressive because I do think that we were trying on Spanx today and I was like dying over here feeling like I was being choked to death. And you guys are like, it's big. So for fit, I'd have to give this a 5 too because who wants to buy something and then be disappointed when it comes, you know?
Yeah, I agree. These are the best pair of shapewear I've tried on this whole video. I am very surprised because not only it's the cheapest, but it's also one size fits all, which I was like, this is never gonna work. It really feels super comfortable. I feel like it fits me perfectly. I don't even think about wearing them. Like I can't even feel them on right now. But also I feel supported simultaneously. And I love these. Like I want to wear these as underwear
Yeah, they're
every
really comfy.
single day. They
are
feel,
comfy.
they're not like cutting me in like the wrong places. I feel like it's doing its job, but making me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I have to give 5 cheeseburgers for all the categories.
Oh,
for
nice.
quality, comfort, and fit. I may not take these off after we're done with this. I love these. I want to buy them in every color they offer. I would say in every size, but that's one size. But I love them. I could sleep in these. I could literally do anything in these. I could work out. They're so comfortable. And I also feel like they're kind of doing their job.
I definitely feel like it's giving me a nice little hug. It's kind of snug. I think my expectations for shapewear is just unrealistic.
Oh, I thought you were gonna rhyme.
Sorry, it's just it's not doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
What's your thought about this pair? Like, what do you not like about them?
It's not that I don't like them. They're super comfortable. I don't know if there's a point of me putting them on.
So really, it
I
sounds
don't
like
feel like
what,
it's doing anything.
So
yeah,
you
what
don't-
you
you
need
don't
is like
need
a
it.
waist
I want a
cincher.
waist.
It's not
I want
shapewear.
a.
You know, and they do
18th century.
have, yeah, they do have shapewear that's like that. I have seen them before. That they are a slightly different material, right? Where they should, like, where your waist should be, and it is a little bit more snug. So I just think that, like, for your purpose of using shapewear, this is just not. None of these have been the right style for what you're trying to achieve. But I
Yeah.
have seen them before.
But
so there
doesn't
is
mean
hope.
these aren't good.
Yeah.
I think if
yeah.
this is what you want, if you just want it to be comfortable, you want to hide lines,
Yeah.
this is good. I think I'm gonna give 4s across the board. It's not like I'm obsessed with it, but I think quality, comfort, fit-wise, I think it's doing its job. I think I'm just disappointed because it's not cutting off my circulation, you know?
Yeah.
Because I do wear like shapewear every day, the $8 price range means that I can actually buy several pairs and not have to like wash. I hate doing laundry, you know? So it makes me want to go back and take away my Ferris wheels from the Spanx thong. Because it's like what the Spanx thong, it's the closest to the Spanx thong,
Yeah.
but it like is longer, so the part that's up your butt isn't like, you're not like getting choked because of the length. I don't know, something, it's just longer from, you know, here to the butt choking part.
Yeah.
For quality, you know, it's $8. So the quality of this is, I'm gonna give it 4 Ferris wheels. Yeah, I don't know, it's tough. I do feel like the Spanx seams are a little bit better, but for $8, I can buy like 4 of these for the same price as a Spanx pair, and then I'm not disgusting. Okay, comfort. Yeah, these are way more comfortable than the Spanx thong, so I'm gonna give this a 5 Ferris wheel. And then for fit, yeah, one size fits all. It's crazy that it fits me, but the seam, just for the fat seam, I'm gonna hold out. I just feel like they're, you know, the briefs, the Spanx briefs that I wear, the everyday shaping panty, doesn't give me panty lines, doesn't make my skin bulge out. It smooths, it has the tummy control, so I know there is something really good out there. So I'm gonna give this, for fit, I'm gonna give it 4 Ferris wheels. It's not a home run, but I am happy with it. I actually think this might be the only thing that I take home from all of the Spanx shapewear that we tried on. So $8, good job.
Yeah.
It sounded like all of these are our favorites.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite. We don't have to do that whole dance.
Rigmarole.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you guys, that was us trying shapewear. Let us know what you thought. What shapewear you like to wear? What should we try? We're gonna try Skims. Don't worry, it's coming. Redemption round.
It's just, I can feel it in the universe.
Yes.
It's on its way. Also, you guys, there are links in the description if you want to shop any of these. I highly recommend the Fashionova pair. But you can shop all of them down
Except for
below.
the one that you can't shop because we're not recommending it.
Oh, that's right. That one will not
Right.
be available. It's
You will
sold
not
out.
know.
Yes, but please do tell us what styles you like, because obviously we only tried thongs, and I'd just be curious to see if like anybody else has found like a brief one that they really like. I know Loryn speaks highly of hers.
But if you found a thong that isn't too expensive, doesn't have a visible panty line, and doesn't hurt our butt crack, and
us
smooths
know.
our tummy,
Yeah.
leave that comment.
and doesn't make you
give
feel
a-
like you're dying.
Or like a waist trainer one that will give me 18th century can't breathe waist.
Yeah. She
Might find
wants
that
to be
at a
like
thrift
the
store,
queen.
actually.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
It will show through my clothes though. I don't want it to show.
Can't have everything.
These are a lot of requests we have.
All right, we are hungry. Let's go eat. You guys,
Yes.
you can eat too, but subscribe first.
Yes.
Hit the bell.
Yeah.
Leave a comment, and then go get your snack.
Get a
And
snack.
then you're allowed to eat.
Yes.
Okay.
After the shapewear episode.
Bye, man.
Well, if you've made it this far, you love us. So you should also watch a video that's right here for another Clevver Style video.
And then you should subscribe because we've made it this far, and
Yes.
that
Thank God.
is an accomplishment.
Thank you, Jesus.
Huzzah.